Welcome to SmackDown Live from Buffalo, New York, in which we're kicking things off here with a challenger come SummerSlam in a few nights' time, and that is going to be Zaria, who's taking on Women's United States Champion Chelsea Green in a one-on-one match. Zaria has been terrorizing Chelsea Green for the past couple of months, and she agreed to stop doing so as long as she gets her championship match. But this is a new version of Zaria. Gone is the friendship of Sol Ruca. She threw that away for championship aspirations. She even injured Sol Ruca. We haven't seen Sol since the triple threat match between Zaria, Chelsea Green and Sol Ruca, in which Sol Ruca was the champion. She was the Women's United States champion. And then in that matchup, Zaria's hatred for Sol Ruca cost her in the end. She took out Sol Ruca. Chelsea Green took the opportunity, took out Zaria, pinned Sol Ruca to win the championship, which just pissed off Zaria even more and became more fuel to the fire. And then Chelsea Green became the target because Sol Ruca hasn't been around since then. You got to imagine the issues between those two aren't over, because if it wasn't for Zaria, Sol Ruca may still be champion. See, Sol Ruca wasn't champion for very long due to the betrayal of this woman in Zaria, who helped Chelsea Green inadvertently become champion. It wasn't her goal. She wanted to be the champion herself. And you can see the shirt that Zaria is wearing, a message there to Sol Ruca saying the friendship is no more between her and Sol Ruca. And she's going to be taking on a member of the Secret Service. I'm guessing Chelsea Green has sent out Alba Fyre tonight to deal some damage to Zaria before their matchup, and getting some last minute instructions from the Women's United States Champion, and that is Chelsea Green. And what Zaria tonight, well, she's already faced one member of the Secret Service before in Piper Niven. Obviously injured Piper Niven as well in a backstage assault, and Alba Fyre tonight is stepping up for Chelsea Green. And this could be a good decision, but most likely isn't a smart decision. We know how good Alba Fyre is in the ring. Take nothing away from that. She's very talented, but this version of Zaria isn't someone to mess around with. She's all about business. Let's get this one in the way. Fyre v Zaria to kick off SmackDown here tonight. And where we go here in this one, and Alba Fyre telling Zaria to bring it, and I'm not too sure why that was, because Zaria, like I say, she's all about business, and was Chelsea Green has sent out Alba Fyre to do the damage to Zaria before their matchup. But Zaria, you gotta imagine that Zaria right now is just taking it easy here. I see she does not want to injure herself or overextend herself before a match with Chelsea Green, but the Muay Thai knees there to the midsection. I just dropped Alba Fyre to the mat with ease there. I see the message loud and clear on the shirt that Zaria is wearing, sending a message to Sol Ruca that they are no longer friends. Well, Sol Ruca knows that, but Alba Fyre with a quickness with a boot to the face. And there's a headbutt there to Zaria. See, Alba Fyre, like I say, no one to take more lightly in the ring. And a code breaker there doing big damage early on, and going after the legs here of Zaria. And this could be the message sent and the target being taken here. The instructions from Chelsea Green, loud and clear: injure Zaria before their title match. That's an easy retain for her. It's a smart decision to send Alba Fyre here a day or two away from their championship match, but at the same time, how wise is it? Because then you've got to imagine that after this matchup, Alba Fyre may not be able to help come their championship match. If she's taken out here tonight, she won't be able to make it to New Jersey, despite it being not that far away here from Buffalo, New York. She's driven face first into the mat there. And that's just the frustration of Zaria. Now here comes the power game. Lifts her up and just tries to down deadlift with the power bomb there. And Zaria just methodical, slow paced, not wasting any movement. As an alley-oop face buster, just sends Alba Fyre flying across the ring. And Zaria fired up here. And while some people are still fans of Zaria, believing that she was actually wronged in the friendship of Sol Ruca, that Sol Ruca took all the opportunities for herself, and Zaria was just a bodyguard, a glorified bodyguard for Sol Ruca to protect her. So Sol Ruca sees that differently as Alba Fyre with a rope with the moonsault there into the cover. But Zaria kicks out there at 2. And well, this one has been pretty even so far. And well, Alba Fyre just talking some trash to Zaria. I'm not too sure why that is. And now just stepping on the face here. Blatant disrespect here to Zaria. Just scraping the boot across the face there. As Alba Fyre pledges allegiance to Chelsea Green. But like I said, not too sure why that was pissing off Zaria. He gets back to her feet here, and Zaria now flies it with a pump kick, sending Alba Fyre flying across the ring there. And Alba again picked up and launched face first. And Zaria now again continuing the assault here with a power deadlift. Just dropping her down, gut wrench, power bomb. And Zaria now I think just turned up the level a little bit more. She lifts her up in military press. Drives it down with a Michinoku driver. That could be all she wrote. That was a bad landing there for Alba Fyre. But Alba sticks in this one just about. And what I will say, I doubt you'll see Chelsea Green out here to help Alba Fyre. Should be wanting to keep out of this one to save herself for a championship match. As a close and avoided. Alba Fyre sits behind, ducks underneath, picks her up with a gory bomb. Plants her face first. But Zaria kicks out 2.5. Well, maybe a victory tonight for Alba Fyre may make things awkward in the secret service, because you defeat the challenger, the #1 contender. Maybe you should be the #1 contender yourself. But Zaria stops her in her tracks there. Now just another pump kick. Sends her across the ring there. And Zaria now just in the zone here. Picks her up and drives her gut first into the knee. Like I said, no wasted moment with this new version of Zaria. She's all about business, methodical, dangerous, or more dangerous than ever. She's always been a dangerous competitor in the ring. But this version of Zaria is someone not to take even slightly lightly. So running power slam there, drops Alba Fyre to the mat. And Zaria now, maybe looking to put this one away, pop up, just slams her down there. And Zaria now sizing her up here, looking for the spear. If she gets with this, it could be all over. And Zaria with a spear. And Zaria is saying it's over, but into the cover. And what Alba Fyre shows some heart and kicks out of it there. See, a former Women's United Kingdom champion in NXT days. So that was a long time ago though. But like I say, no one to take lightly in the ring, but a Uranagi there. Drives it into the man, Zaria. Just fired up here. Sunk to the ankle, but Alba Fyre out of the way here. And Alba now with a huge overhead slap there. As Alba makes the climb to the top rope here, looking for a swanton bomb to defeat the #1 contender. But Zaria kicks out 2 3/4, much to the frustration and anger of Alba Fyre, who now is looking to do what Chelsea Green wanted and deal damage to the #1 contender. But a referee taking the steel chair away, and Zaria has her up with an F5. I think Zaria is done quite there. Wanted to send a message to Chelsea Green. Alba Fyre was going to do the damage with the steel chair, but the referee stopped her. And Alba Fyre again with another F5. And Zaria is victorious here tonight and builds more momentum for herself heading into a championship match at SummerSlam against Chelsea Green for the Women's United States Championship. And will we see a new champion when it comes to that matchup? Because maybe Alba Fyre won't be able to help Chelsea Green on the night. Maybe Piper Niven could return to help her. But Zaria is on another level now. No longer, as you can see, this was the turning moment right here. The referee stopping Alba Fyre from using the steel chair in this one, allowing Zaria to open up for the F5, which ultimately did cost Alba Fyre, but she did try to cheat in this matchup. And what else, we wrap up this one here with a 1, 2, 3. I should tell you that later tonight in our main event, of the show. The Rock and Roman Reigns will go face to face, and The Rock will make his decision whether to accept Roman Reigns' challenge for tribal combat for the Ula Fowler for SummerSlam. And that's later tonight, but Zaria tonight gets a big victory as she heads towards Chelsea Green and the Women's United States Championship. Look at all this. I know me and Ciampa, we lost that Saturday night's main event in our tag team title shot against the New Day, but I'm here with a proposition for you. If you give me and Ciampa another shot at SummerSlam, how about this? We won't be able to challenge for the titles again as long as the New Day hold them. So that's up to you. If Ciampa knew I said to win this, he wouldn't be too happy, but we deserve another shot. We were cheated out of titles, so I'll just please do the right thing and give us another opportunity with that on the line. Johnny, that's a good proposition. I'm going to take you up on that. You have another opportunity. You went Ciampa via the New Day at SummerSlam for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships, but like you just said, if you and Ciampa lose, you can no longer challenge for the tag team titles as long as the New Day hold them and are the reigning champions. So best of luck to you and Ciampa for SummerSlam. At Saturday night's main event, I did exactly what I told Charlotte that I'll do, and I'd humble her, and I proved that I'm that bitch around here these days. But similarly, you guys seem to think I need to keep proving myself as champion despite winning the Royal Rumble, winning the title against Nia Jax at WrestleMania, before that being Women's IC champion for many, many months, being undefeated for so long, up until I was finally bested because I had enough of that title and wanted to level up my career. And that's what the decision was. But you see, I'm going to host an open challenge at SummerSlam. If you think you deserve a shot, step up, and I prove once again that I'm that bitch around here. And well, now it's time for our second match of the night, in which Carmelo Hayes is out here for a one-on-one match against Ethan Page. These two fought in the previous week, and Ethan Page did beat Carmelo Hayes, but Ethan Page would use a low blow to defeat Carmelo Hayes in that match. And tonight Melo's out here for revenge, to avenge that loss as well to Ethan Page. So these two are both fighting for a similar spot in this company and on SmackDown. They're looking to get towards championship gold. See Melo Hayes going for a change in attitude and everything, becoming humbled, becoming a man of the people, more respected by the people with this new attitude. But Ethan Page representing an older Melo Hayes, I should say the younger Melo Hayes, who was confident, who was braggadocious, who thought he owned every right to be arrogant, who think he deserved every opportunity without even earning them. And Carmelo Hayes is out here to beat some respect into Ethan Page after using a low blow to defeat him a week or two ago now. Well, what a SmackDown we've had so far. Still to come in our main event is The Rock and Roman Reigns going face to face. And well, here comes All Ego Ethan Page. What a nickname says it all. All Ego is exactly what this man is, but he's also an incredible in-ring competitor, a future champion, there's no doubt about that. I see down in NXT both of these men had success, and Ethan Page telling the people exactly what he thinks about them and telling them what to do. He doesn't care what the crowd think of him. All he cares about is the championships, the checks, the money and the fame. That's all that matters to Ethan Page. That's all that mattered to Carmelo Hayes up until he got humbled by his best friend, well then best friend, Trick Williams, when he turned his back on Trick to try and become United States champion, and Trick retained the title and defeated Carmelo Hayes in those incredible matches they had for the title. And that humbled Melo Hayes. He took some time away and reflected on himself. He came back with a different attitude and the crowd respected it, and he's had the support of the people since then. But tonight these two are going to go one-on-one again. Like I said, last time they faced each other, it was a win for Ethan Page via a low blow. And Melo Hayes wasting no time here tonight, going straight after Ethan Page. And when we go here on this one, a feisty start here from Melo Hayes. See, like I say, with that loss the other week, that would have been in the mind of Carmelo Hayes. Every night he's gone to sleep knowing that Ethan Page beat him. He did cheat to win, yes, but in the eyes of the people on the record books, it shows that Ethan Page beat Carmelo Hayes, and Carmelo Hayes knows if that is the case, And maybe championship opportunities will go away if Ethan Page, but Carmelo Hayes with a quick roll up on Ethan Page. It could be a short one, but Ethan Page counters, and the quickness there into a jackknife pinfall. But Melo, with the core strength, turns it over into a backslide here to Ethan Page. And it's only a 2 in this one, and Melo. It's an Ethan Page to break. Ethan Page is going to do so, just running in with that boot there. Right to the jaw of Carmelo Hayes, and Ethan Page now just taking his time, just scraping the boot across the face of Carmelo Hayes disrespectfully there. As a crowd boo him relentlessly, but like I said, he does not care what the crowd think of him. As Melo Hayes now up onto the shoulders, possibly no. Turn over. Did Melo Hayes, the agility there worked in his favour. And Melo now using the quickness, going to the top rope here. And Melo looking for the elbow, but Ethan Page playing possum there, gets out of the way. And Page now kicked to the midsection. Now up onto the shoulders with a huge powerbomb there. A hard landing on a high in the back there of Melo Hayes, maybe in the neck as well. And Ethan Page now going for it a second time. This time no, drives Melo Hayes face first into the middle of the ring. And just like last week, Ethan Page standing tall over Carmelo Hayes. And yes, he did cheat to win, but that does not matter in the mind of Ethan Page. I mentioned that before. And all that matters is that he did win, as Ethan Page gets out of the way of that one and tries Melo getting it into the mat there. So Ethan Page is also a very smart competitor, and he drives Melo ribs first into the knee. You may not like the attitude that he goes about his business with, but you cannot deny the in-ring IQ, the in-ring ability of Ethan Page. That is why he's a future champion. And Melo Hayes, so with the quickness out of the way of that one there. And Melo again, no. Trying to fight back into this one. A crowd behind him. Melo floats him a DDT. And Melo now turns his attention and releases some frustration with his huge rights here. And a stomp back to Ethan Page. And Melo's not going to stop there though. Now with the lefts. And another stomp there to the midsection. So these two do not like one another, whatsoever. Like I said, these two are both fighting for the same opportunities. That is only natural in this industry. And these two don't get along because of that. And Melo Hayes now middle rope stalking Ethan Page to the reverse DDT. Melo now springboard looking for a crossbody. Ethan Page that catches him. The strength of Ethan Page up onto the shoulders and plants Melo down into the middle of the ring. But Melo shows the heart and kicks out there at 2. And Melo Hayes now trying to fight back to a vertical base here. And he's done so with a kick there, or elbow there to the midsection. And now a bicycle knee strike there to Ethan Page. Now Melo Hayes locking up Ethan Page. A ringside time being locked in the middle of the ring. Melo Hayes showing a new wrinkle to his offense. But Ethan Page fights out of it there. But the damage may have been done. But Ethan Page with that huge forearm drops Carmelo Hayes to the mat. As Page now up onto the shoulders has Melo and just dumps him outside. And a clear message there to Carmelo Hayes, split inside of disrespect, saying get out of my ring, you don't belong in the ring with me. And Ethan Page now just thinking he's won this one, as the crowd relentlessly boo him, but like I say, he does not give up. Melo Hayes back into the ring with a pump kick there. That is why in this industry you don't take your eyes off the prize. No matter how good you are, unless you know the job is done, you stay focused, you stay locked in. And that's exactly what Melo Hayes is here tonight. And Melo now going after the legs here of Ethan Page, trying to take out a power game of the much bigger, much stronger Ethan Page. As Melo now in the corner with Ethan Page where he wants him. And Melo now into the turnbuckle pass, and Melo now with the strength of his own, with a German suplex there, rebounding out the corner. And Melo believes that could be enough here to put this one away. But Page kicks out at 2. A close one there for Ethan Page. I think if Melo Hayes could have locked in the pinfall into a bridge variation straight away, it could have been over after that German suplex, but Melo had to get into position for the pinfall. As Melo now middle rope here, looking for a moonsault and gets it. And Melo now looking to stack the offense. And Melo going to the top, looking for a frog splash, but knees are up by Ethan Page. And Page now kick to the midsection, simple but effective DDT. And Page now with the strength. Lifts him up and drives him down. But again, Carmelo kicks. Much again to the frustration of Ethan Page, who believes it in his own mind. That should have been enough. That should have been enough to put away Carmelo here tonight. And even just saying exactly that you've got. They're saying that this is easy. But again, taking the eyes off the prize there. Melo Hayes with Dirty Diana. Middle of the ring. But Page again just stays in it. And Melo with the people behind him. That's exactly what he needs to do here tonight. And the question is, can he get it done? As Melo Hayes now springboard, looking for that huge lariat, but no one's home. And Page now. Great reversal. First 48. But again, Page kicks out just. An incredible reversal there by Melo Hayes, but it wasn't enough. And the crowd showing their appreciation for this incredible match we're seeing. And what Ethan Page has got a crimson mask now. After the double knees to the midsection. Oh, double knees to the face, sorry. And that's just pissed off Ethan Page even more, who's just going simple but effective. And now going back to that boot across the face. Now raining down some less of his own. And that's busted open Carmelo Hayes. And Ethan Page are letting out that frustration on Carmelo Hayes here. What a match we're seeing between these two. Like I said, these two are both fighting for the same opportunities in this industry, on this brand. But only one of them can get them. And the question is, who will it be as Ethan Page after planting Melo Hayes again face first. Locks in an armbar here on Melo Hayes. And Ethan Page will win this one via submission here. And has put himself in between Melo Hayes and the ropes. A smart position there for Ethan Page to get. But Melo Hayes with the agility gets out of it here. And Melo now with some huge rights breaks the hold. But the damage may have been done to that arm. But Carmelo traps him into a crossface. But rope break there. Saves Ethan Page. And Ethan Page with a boot to the face. And Page with the abdominal stretch. But Melo Hayes with a reversal floats over. And Melo Hayes digging down deep now in this one. And Melo Hayes looking for it for a second time. And this time gets it. And what Melo doesn't miss. And Melo now looking to put this one away, possibly here, raining down the punches to the face of Ethan Page here. And Melo now maybe thinking nothing but net. Instead goes for the frog splash and gets it this time. But somehow again Ethan Page is in this one still. A great kick out there by Ethan Page. And Melo Hayes now makes the climb to the top, maybe thinking nothing but net here. But Ethan Page saw it coming, but Melo Hayes with a quickness. Rolls out of that one, but Ethan Page catches him, big back body drop. And there's an axe handle to the back of the neck. And now just kicking Melo Hayes here in the ribs. Just disrespected blatantly to Carmelo Hayes, trying to get him back to his feet here. And there's a huge right again. Right between the eyes of Carmelo Hayes. And Page now in the corner with Carmelo Hayes here, just raining down some huge punches. And again just openly mocking and disrespecting Carmelo Hayes. He's fighting back now with some huge chops. And a huge combination of strikes here from Melo Hayes. And a bicycle knee strike to the jaw. And Ethan Page now on the ropes. Melo Hayes sends him crashing to ringside. And with Melo calling his shots. And Carmelo Hayes looking to go big here. Melo Hayes up and over the top. Tope con hilo. And again Melo doesn't miss. And Melo's fired up here. And Melo now getting Ethan Page back to his feet here. Or trying to get Ethan Page back into the ring, but Ethan Page with a kick to the midsection. And now drives Melo face first into the LED ring post. And Ethan Page looking to do some damage here at ringside. to Carmelo Hayes, sending him into the barricade as well for added damage. And the referee to the count of 5 now. So this one's a regular contest. Both men can get counted out in this one. And Ethan Page now back into the ring. Stalking. Carmelo Hayes again picks him up and drives him again wrist first into the knee. And Carmelo Hayes so maybe about done in this one as Carmelo Hayes again picked up and driven into the mat. And Ethan Page just again mocking Carmelo Hayes here, much to the frustration of this crowd here tonight, as Ethan Page now looking for twisted grin, possibly, or ego's edge, but Carmelo Hayes scoots him up, rolls over into the roll up here. And Carmelo Hayes gets the victory over Ethan Page. Outsmarts Page there. He saw his opportunity, and much like Maxine Dupree on Raw against Becky Lynch, gets a big victory here tonight. Obviously not against a champion in the case of Maxine Dupree, but Melo tonight gets his win back and maybe beats some respect into Ethan Page tonight. And what Ethan Page was fuming in the ring, he believed he had that matchup won, but he took too much time. He was mocking Carmelo Hayes, talking some trash in the process as he got him back to his feet, looking for the twisted grin. Instead though, the kick was caught, and then a roll up, and more contentious, maybe a rope break there. Ethan Page's fingertips maybe just under that rope. That's what Ethan Page might be saying to the ref. Carmelo Hayes gets a big win over Page here tonight, who's frustrated in the ring. All this, I'm going to keep this short and sweet because I can't stick around tonight. That's why I'm not doing a big thing out there in the ring, but I'm medically cleared, so make it official. Me v Owens for my Undisputed Championship, night to a SummerSlam, and make it no holds barred. Can repay Kevin for trying to end my career with that package power drive and stealing my championship even after I beat him. Cody, it is very short notice. SummerSlam is literally tomorrow night 1, but Sunday night 2, I think I can get it done, so consider it done. No holds barred. You for Kevin Owens for your Undisputed WWE Championship that he stole from you. So best of luck, Cody. And I hope that neck is 100%, because if not, then it's going to be a bad night for you at SummerSlam. And well, what a night it's been so far here on SmackDown for the Go Home show. But it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for. The OTC, the Tribal Chief, go face to face. Roman Reigns and The Rock set on a seemingly collision course for SummerSlam. They had their dream match, the dream match everyone wanted at WrestleMania. It ended in disappointment for this man, Roman Reigns. As you can hear from the crowd tonight here in Buffalo, New York, they do not care that the Roman Reigns is still, it's not the Tribal Chief right now. He may not have Ula Fowler, but he is still a Tribal Chief to the people. And with Roman Reigns tonight, acknowledged by the people, is going to step face to face with the Tribal Chief. What happened at WrestleMania is these two went one-on-one, and during the matchup in the closing stages, as many people expected, the Bloodline would get involved. Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga Tongaloa would get involved, but they will be stopped by Jimmy and Jay and Sami Zayn, and Jacob Fatu would turn his back on The Rock and Solo, stopping Solo from getting involved in aid of the Tribal Chief, even though he says he didn't do it for Roman. And whether you believe that or not, that's up to you. But what happened next was Tama Tonga would get involved. He would send Roman Reigns crashing through the announce table, throw him back into the ring, and Roman Reigns was already busted open at this point. And The Rock would lock in a sharpshooter, and Reigns would pass out due to blood loss. And instead of the referee calling it right there and then, The Rock told him not to. He picked up a unconscious Roman Reigns. His cousin Roman Reigns would then pick him up, hit the rock bottom, 1, 2, 3. And then he was a tribal chief, but as you can see, the people here still acknowledge Roman Reigns. Something The Rock is clearly pissed off about, because he should be the one being acknowledged as a tribal chief. That's the way it works. Well, let's hear what's going to happen between these two. You've got to imagine there are some words that needs to be said from Roman Reigns we haven't seen for a while. He made his return last week and went through the whole of The Rock's bloodline to get to him, and The Rock ran away. And Roman issued the challenge for SummerSlam, and tonight we get The Rock's answer. So let's get The Rock out here and see. And what I'm being told, we're actually going to cut to a broadcast here.
Yo, big dog, bitch, up here. You see, I'm not there tonight because I knew your plan all along, Roman, to jump me and get your revenge, your justified revenge for what happened at WrestleMania, as if I cheated to beat you when I bested you and proved that you were never worthy of being a tribal chief to begin with, and that I am the man who should be running this family, because I built this family up so much further, Roman. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't even be in this industry, let's be real. You would have been fired a long time ago if it wasn't for your family ties to myself. And hell, you've even been in movies because of me. But like I said previously, you seem to call yourself the head of the table, but I built that damn table. So listen up. I accept your challenge for SummerSlam, tribal combat for the Ula Fowler. And if you want to become tribal chief again, you have to prove it and earn it in that ring, Roman, not just use this family to protect you like you did for months and months and months, hell, years. You see, I'm here to unify the families and bring everyone together. But Roman, you just want to protect your ego, protect your anxieties about yourself, because without a group like the Shield, you're nothing in this industry. Great speech, Dwayne. Let me guess you got one of your Hollywood executives to write that one up for you. But let me say something that's actually true. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have a business to come running back to when your Hollywood career fails like it has been doing year after year after year recently. What happens? A movie comes out, it flops, and you come running back to WWE saying, I'm back guys, I'm home, everybody look at me, chant my name, I'm the saviour. But in reality, you're draining the life out of this business just to fuel your own ego. You walk out here, do your stupid goosebumps thing, and call yourself the people's champion, call yourself the tribal chief. What happened at WrestleMania, Rock, is I bled out in that ring. I passed out in that sharpshooter. You didn't beat me. Blood loss beat me. And instead of being true family, instead of being worried for your cousin with my health issues and everything like that, what did you do? You picked me up and you drove me into the mat with a rock bottom to steal the Ula Fowler. And even before that, you had to get Tada Tonga, and you tried to get everyone else involved in that matchup so you could beat me, because you know, one-on-one, no involvement, I will beat you any day of the week. And I proved that The Rock peaked 20 years ago in the Attitude Era, and you ran away to the movies because you knew if you stuck around here long enough, you would just become part of the furniture. And Dwayne, that's exactly what you become in Hollywood, part of the furniture. Very original, Roman. I'm guessing before you walked out here, you went on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it these days, and you've seen what these people have to say. But these people wouldn't understand, or if it slapped them in their face, or a bunch of inbred imbeciles anyway. I don't care what they think, you see, because I'm here, like I said, to unify this family and take you back to where it deserves to be. Because you may have been champion for so long, Roman, but instead of using that wealth, using that notoriety to help the family, you used it to fuel your own ego. So Roman, at SummerSlam, I'm going to do exactly what I did at WrestleMania. It's embarrass you. But Roman, if I was you, I'd turn around right now. And when it seems Roman Reigns is not going to heed the warning of The Rock, maybe he believes it's going to be a trap and there's going to be someone from in the front of him, but Solo from behind with a spike to Roman Reigns. Jumping the OTC, hitting out a man who was former the tribal chief himself. He defeated Reigns inside Hell in a Cell, and now Solo just spiking Reigns over and over again in the ring. And a drive-by spiking by Solo at the orders of The Rock has left Roman Reigns laid out in the ring here mere hours, if not a day before their match at SummerSlam, which is going to be tribal combat for the Ula Fowler. But we'll see you at SummerSlam, in which is going to be a 2-night event stacked with some big matches, and none bigger than The Rock v Roman Reigns.